Ready, call to order. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, November 5th at approximately 3:06. Can I have a roll call?
And just as a reminder to all who are in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Ms. Simon.
Here.
Mr. Schlepper is absent. Mr. Hauser.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
There is a quorum.
Thank you. Any public comment?
No, Madam Chair, no one is signed in.
We have minutes from October 22nd. Can I have a motion, please, to approve the minutes? Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, minutes approved. We have two items referred to committee. First is the ARPA item for District 11. Can I have that read, please?
Resolution number 2025-0301, awarding a total sum not to exceed $45,000 to the City of Beechwood for the deer sterilization program from the District 11 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Okay, who's here to speak on that?
Good afternoon, committee members. My name is Ben Lombardi. I'm the communications manager for the City of Beechwood. I'm here along with Deputy Chief John Rezick. We are on behalf of the City of Beechwood for the formal request for the county support through the District 11 ARPA Community Grant for the City of Beechwood's 25-26 deer management program. Just keep going. Unfortunately, Tina Turek, who is our resident deer expert, could not be here, so I'm going to fill in for her. Just to give you an overview, over the past 3 years, the City of Beechwood has worked closely with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources on deer management activities in partnership with the City of Shaker Heights. During this time, the City of South Euclid has implemented a program focused on deer sterilization as a humane method of population control. At the end of last year, Beechwood began exploring the feasibility of adding a sterilization component to our deer management strategy. City representatives met with officials from the county, including County Council Representative Sonny Simon, who's a strong advocate for sterilization as a science-based and community-supported management method. Since that time, the state has approved deer sterilization as an acceptable management tool when conducted alongside the ongoing culling program. Based on this guidance and with strong local support, Beechwood proposes to expand its 2025-2026 deer management program to include sterilization as a complementary population control strategy. This wasn't done lightly. We asked our residents, 79% of whom supported continued deer management efforts, and of the respondents, 59 supported a cost-effective combined approach for culling and sterilization. Overall, just to give you a scope of our project for this year, the total cost for the 2025-2026 deer management program is $185,925. The $45,000 that we are requesting from the county ARPA grant will go entirely towards sterilization. The city is picking up the entire portion of the culling. We expect that this will be an immediate reduction. The combination of sterilization and culling will lead to an immediate reduction in fawn recruitment, long-term stabilization, and gradual reduction of local deer population, decreased ecological and property damage, and the reduced need for future culling activities. This initiative offers a humane, effective, and evidence-based solution to deer overpopulation in Beechwood and the surrounding area. One of the things we're proud of is our collaboration with Shaker Heights and South Euclid. Ultimately, we respectfully request $45,000 in county support to implement this sterilization program initiative as part of our 2025-26 deer management program.
Good job, good job.
Thank you.
In
I'm happy to
Tina's
answer.
place, yeah.
I'm happy to answer any questions the committee may have.
Anybody
Do my best.
Questions? Okay. Okay, Council President.
I know there's factors other than cost that come into play, but how does the cost of sterilization compare with the cost of culling?
It's fairly comparable. I can't give you a number-to-number ratio, but in Beechwood, our program included of the deer that were culled, we would process that meat and donate it to local food banks. That rose our cost, but we felt there was value in providing that resource. So I believe it's within $1,000 per if sterilization versus culling because of that, because of the food bank program we take part in.
Yeah, that's correct, that there's a myth that the sterilization is exponentially higher in cost, but it's not always the case. And long-term, uploading of sterilization decreases the cost down the line, big time. I will say South Euclid, its accident rates are down, over 60%. There's no longer, they don't even really need to come in and call anymore to kill them because the sterilization has been so effective. And what's different about these neighborhoods is they're densely populated, and there's no other way really to get in to control population. So this is why this is such a good tool in the toolbox. And the great news coming out of this committee and council is now ODNR has adopted sterilization, which you mentioned, as one of the tools in the toolbox. It was prohibited before. It was never even considered. We started with a pilot and worked with them, and now it was so successful statewide now. It's an opportunity for communities to come in to do something like this, and it's effective, and there's no doubt about it. It's biologically and scientifically supported, and the community likes it.
Yes, our community is on board. And two other points I'd like to mention. Per the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, if you're going forward with a sterilization program, residents have the opportunity to opt out. That's something that the state mandates. We have included that in our program. And additionally, police officers will, if approved, be with the sterilization teams to address any issues that we may run into with homeowners or residents. So
I should have left my props down here. I had like huge posters made of the tag deer and some of the surgical.
I remember you brought them to
Yeah,
Beechwood City Council.
yeah. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Without any
Yes,
Go
the
ahead,
one thought
Councilman.
is, just maybe getting into the weeds a little, what does this look like? Do you capture the deer in a cage, or what?
No, so what they do is they come in and first they inventory the only females that are being subjected to the surgery, and they inventory those and know where they are prior to them coming in to do the process. They tranquilize with a dart and hurry and get them on stretchers into the surgical mass unit, which is unidentified. And then they do an ovarectomy where they quickly cut them open, take out the ovaries, sew them back up. They get pain medication, they get antibiotics, and then they go back, they get tagged, and then they go back to the same location from which they were taken in generally. And they do very well, and there's an opt-out, but a lot of residents want to opt in and provide a camera space. Some of them are tracked with collars. They do very well with it. So that's, yeah.
How large is the population, if we know?
In Beechwood, I don't know.
The average, I don't have a firm number. I think we go in every 2 or 3 years and do some thermal imaging, and we have people kind of monitoring that. But the method we use for residents to decide if they want to continue deer management is the total number of deer car accidents. And if that rises above a certain threshold, the ODNR will grant a license or the ability for the city to enter in these contracts with independent contractors.
What's actually happening is we're reducing the birth rate.
Absolutely.
Correct,
Two fawns
correct.
can be born a year, and this just eliminates the future population growth. It not only stabilizes, but we've seen in South Euclid, which is interesting, the male population is virtually non-existent as well because they don't want to come in because there's no female in estrus. We're getting a little in the weeds, but if there is no females available to them, they just pass through South Euclid and they're going to Beechwood across
Yeah, they
Cedar.
keep moving, yeah.
So
They keep moving.
those males, but they'll be out of Beechwood and Shaker. So hopefully this whole Northeast Ohio can have this done eventually.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
We're big on collaboration. We're glad that Shaker's been a partner, and we've heard rumors of other nearby communities expressing interest. So
Okay.
What does it mean for a resident to opt out?
So essentially what that means is if a resident opts out, the sterilization team, along with the officer riding with them, will wait till the deer clears their property line. One of the things we did add in, just as a precautionary measure, if a deer does happen to succumb to the anesthetic, that we have let residents know, regardless if you opt out, the officer and the wildlife agent will go remove the dart and let them wake up so no one else can find this dart or the sedative medications, just to prevent that from happening. So we did incorporate that into our opt-out, and residents understand that even if they opt out, there may be a scenario where
Can we
police.
notify them prior to that this happening, so they know if there's strange people, with
Correct.
with the dart, they know what that's about? Okay.
Correct. Anything else?
No,
Be interesting.
it is interesting.
It is.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy Beechwood will participate. So we need a vote, though, to help with this funding, and I'm going to ask that, I'll make the motion to move this into the next council meeting for second reading.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And tell Tina, regret her not being here, but you did a great job.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
All right, next item.
Add my name.
Oh, great, thanks, Councilman Jones.
Resolution number 2025-0307, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for a summer youth employment program for low-income TANF-eligible youth ages 14 to 24.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Marcos Cortez with Health and Human Services on behalf of Cuyahoga Jobs and Family Services. This is a master contract amendment for the Summer Youth Employment Program. The Summer Youth Employment Program serves low-income TANF-eligible youth between the ages of 18 and 24. The program will provide quality paid work experience to eligible youth to provide them with employment history, practical work experience, job skills, and knowledge of workplace norms. The program goals are to attain and retain paid employment at good wages, meaningful work experiences, attainment of credentials for in-demand occupations, educational advancement, and the development of transferable soft skills, critical thinking, and self-advocacy. Again, we are extending this contract for time. We're adding additional funding to cover that time frame. We do anticipate issuing an RFP for these services in 2026. We have Paul Bounds from Cuyahoga Jobs and Family Services, who oversees this program for the county, and representatives from YOU and Verge here who can answer any program-specific questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from committee? I have a question about future funding because of what's happening in the federal government and the bill.
Yeah, Paul
That's-
Bounds probably has a better answer related to the
Do
funding.
you think we're going to face any challenges in getting this through 2026?
Good afternoon, Paul Bounds, Deputy Administrator, Job and Family Services. Chair, thank you for your question. Right now, the information we do know is that the current award was allocated. We do have funding for this programmatic year that's been communicated to us through the Department of Job and Family Services, the State Office, as well as the State Office of Department of Labor, Federal Office, Department of Labor. So this year, we seem to be okay. Obviously, whatever the budget cycle at the federal level will be, we could have impacts if the delay occurs, the shutdown, and if Congress authorizes a less budgetary allocation for the state of Ohio for any kind of TANF-related workforce programming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very nuanced response to your
Yes,
question,
yeah.
but the best I can say is for this program year, we are fully awarded, the dollars are made available, and there are no expectations for it to be rescinded. So there are no impacts this current budgetary year due to the shutdown.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
How many youth will be able to be served, contract?
I don't have my notes in front of me. We have two vendors. One serves the in-school youth and one serves the out-of-school population. Roughly, I think, I have to look from the gallery here so they can give me a better number, but I believe the out-of-school youth, I believe they're looking to serve, what, about 700? Is that about right? 700 about in-school and approximately between 175 to 150 for the out-of-school youth population.
75?
Yeah.
How does the youth actually apply?
Well, most of the vendors, and they could probably go a little more detail in this process, they do outreach recruitment events. They host them throughout the city. You've probably seen some flyers for YOU with their outreach events. First, it's the same thing. They do orientation sessions where they bring them in and they do the recruitment team. So each of them are required to do their own level of outreach and recruitment. But if you want to hear from the providers, they can give you more
Lifelines and
detail.
Yeah, we've got a lifelines behind you.
There you go. Come on in, guys.
Hi, Eric Dillenbeck from Youth Opportunities Unlimited. Our application goes live on February 1st and it closes on May 1st, and it's an online application. We have posters and flyers all over the county in schools and libraries and recreation centers. We publicize it widely and on social media and through all of our community partners. And so youth can apply online, and it's a very simple process. Yeah.
First, thank you.
Lisa Evans, Verge Inc. Similar to YOU, you can apply online. Our school youth is a little different because, they're not in school. So we go to a lot of the community events, the midnight basketball games. We do a lot of social media outreach. We go to anywhere the out of school youth, any organizations, activities, we're there. So we have a QR code, they scan it, goes directly to the application, and then just like Eric said, we start the outreach and recruitment and bring them in.
Probably do a lot of that around January or so, even, before the February 1.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I can speak for both of us, like people are contacting us year round, so we kind of just make sure we reach back out to them. We keep people on the list and make sure we reach out. During the holidays and stuff, we'll do reach out events just to kind of stay in touch with the young people.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Hauser.
To the chairs and speakers, you guys do a great job with promoting, so I think you guys have succeeded with that. I guess my question is there any intentionality as far as youth and at need areas? I know I tried to get a young man last year into the YOU program, and I think he applied on February 1st, but I think you guys randomly pick the students is what was conveyed to me. Is there any intentionality for students that really need it, or any insight that you can give me as far as how you pick the students?
We do. We actually, it is random selection. And then we have a network of community partners who work with youth year-round and then can refer young people in. County council members actually would have that privilege as well, and so I can give you my card. City council members do the same thing from wards. And if you have specific young people, can refer them into the program, and then we automatically get them selected. Because so many young people apply. So when people who, especially from funders, are like, we really want this young person. Now they have to follow through, and their parents have to follow through for the intake appointment. And we move our intake appointments around the county. Our main office is on East 40th and Superior, so it's very accessible to everybody. And then we move our intake locations around the county. So if that's not accessible, we hope that one of the other locations is. And the same with our orientations. So they have to come and complete an intake appointment. And then, but when it comes to how we do general selection, we do a random selection to start with, and then look at how that's spread out throughout the county. But we actually kind of concentrate on areas of highest poverty, highest need within the county, and make sure that those are well represented. And then we're looking at demographics to make sure that gender-wise we're evenly split, because we want to make sure that we're representing the county well. But like I said, county council members are always welcome to contact us directly and make referrals into the program. And we usually begin taking those in early January through March, because that's when we start doing the first round. Well, I mean, we'll take them through May, obviously, but to get the best opportunity for appointments for families through early March is the best time. So we can make sure to get that kind of a packet to all of you around January that kind of helps explain how that will work.
That's great. Thank you. You guys have a great program. I'm sure you have a lot of young people who apply and limited resources. So anyway, we as a council can be a good partner to make sure, especially underrepresented communities are able to participate. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%.
Chair.
Okay, Councilman Jones and then President Miller.
So with the 700 and the 175, as those who were able to help, just have a sense of a universe of children that apply. Are we serving everyone that wants a job? Well, obviously, I don't think we are. But how big is the population that's not getting that opportunity?
Sure. I'll speak on the older youth from Verge. I think the biggest challenge for us is still the TANF requirements. So they're required to have a child or to be in a family with a child. So there are a lot of young people that we cannot serve because they either don't have a child or are not in a home with a child that's under 18. However, we are looking for additional funding to kind of wrap around those services to include more. But for those young people, the older youth, 18 to 24, who do have a child, who are in a house with a child under 18, we do our best to make sure we get them in immediately. And just like, we just continue working with them all year. I think it's a little bit more with the in-school youth, it's a little different, but for us, it's all year that we can bring them in. We're
Let
not
me
all
give
year,
that
but
back to you. If I heard what you're saying, the 18 to 24, or is that right, 14 to 24, there's a priority for those who have parents?
Well, we're doing the older youth, and they're doing a portion of older youth, but the 175 older youth, those are the 18 to 24-year-olds.
Actually, adults, is that
Yeah,
what you mean?
right. That transition age. And so the challenge is, like long time ago when we did it, it was more WIA based. So now it's TANF based. It's just eligibility for the state. So you have to either be in a family with a dependent under 18 or under, or you have to have a child yourself. You have to be pretty much parenting, yeah.
Because TANF is temporary assistance for needy families.
Correct.
And so to qualify for TANF funding, you either need to be a parent of a minor or be in the household with a minor in the household. So they have to be able to.
Requirement is
approve
on the
those
parent,
two.
although the job is for the child.
For young adults, you can qualify if, say, you're living at home
Yep.
and you have a younger sibling, you can qualify that way. It just requires additional paperwork to qualify that way. For in-school youth, like who we serve, they are the minor in the household, so we just need the parents' documentation. And so we also work with out-of-school
Right,
youth,
right. That's-
so
yeah.
it gets trickier.
It does.
To get them qualified. TANF it's what we call it's our biggest pool of funding, but there are more hurdles to become eligible for it. But it is our biggest pool of funding, and we're very grateful, so don't get us wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get us
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
We're
We
very
make it
grateful
work,
for it.
sure.
Did I hear you mention that you have some additional dollars that might be more discretionary?
So YOU does,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We served a total of 1,788 youth across Cuyahoga County in 2025. And so every youth that comes in for intake, we screen for TANF first. And if they don't qualify or are not able to produce the documents for TANF, we then will screen for, are they a resident of the city of Cleveland, or if they can't meet any of those requirements, then we will shift them to one of our other funding sources. But TANF is our largest pool of money, and so we try to get as many families qualified for TANF first. And we've developed partnerships with school districts so that they help us prove enrollment in school, and CMSD has been really a wonderful partner. So if they're missing a school ID or proof of enrollment or proof of residency, they can provide us with a document that can prove a lot of that for a lot of our applicants if they attend CMSD. So it does a lot.
For us, for Verge, we are just doing the out-of-school youth part. So we also partner with the centers on the Propel program. So we've been doing that for many years, and we've been around for many years. But we are looking for additional funding to help service those young people, 18 to 24, who do not fit into the TANF bracket.
Thank you.
Councilman President.
So, I somehow had it in my mind that this program served 4,000 or 5,000 youth a year. Am I mistaken about that, or did it used to serve that many, but it doesn't now? And if so, how did that change?
When I first started at YOU 8 years ago, there was a surge in funding at the federal level. And that was the final summer that YOU had a 4,000 or 5,000 person summer. So there was right at the end of an economic downturn, the federal government poured a ton of money into the TANF wheelbarrow, and it really provided a big surge. But for the last couple of years, we've been around 1,700, 1,800 youth has been at the size of our program. We're planning for a 2,000 young person summer next year across all of our funding sources. And that includes, so our contract is for 700 youth, and we always over-enroll because we know that youth won't work all of their allowable hours. So for example, last summer, we had a contract to serve 773 youth, and we ended up serving 952. Because we know that youth won't work all of their allowable hours. And so we'll do the same thing again in 2026.
Similarly with the out-of-school youth, years ago, we've known each other. We've
Yeah.
been doing this for a long time. So we used to have 1,100 young people when we did it before, 1,100 older youth, 18 to 24. That was an easy number to get. And like you said, funding has switched up. So yeah, we have smaller numbers.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. So it looks like we have time. There's no suspension necessary that I can see, and we'll make a motion
Also move.
to move this to the next full
Second.
second reading. First by President, second by Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you so much.